There's the give right at the middle, and big hold by Franklin. He breaks it. He's gone. He's gone. He's going to catch him 40, 30, 20, 15, 10. He's gone. Touchdown. All right.
We're back for more Inside Wildcat football here at Wings Pizza and Things on Southwest HK Dodge and Loop in Temple, Texas. We'd like to mention that we're also brought to you in part by Las Tavica Jewelers. Over 50 years of jewelry experience here in Temple, Texas. And now also brought to you in part by Howell Dental Associates. We just spoke with Dr. John Howell, graduate of Temple High 1961 and star fullback back then. Played football at Woodson Field. That was quite a few years ago. That was before we even had that school and stadium over here off of 31st Street. I don't even know if there was a 31st Street back there. Probably was, but one of the things he talked about was playing Waco High School, which we have to talk to Coach Stewart about that a little bit here in a little while. But we're going to go ahead and Coach Stewart, welcome again. Nice to have you once again. I guess we're in week 8. Let's give Coach Stewart another hand. Had a big victory Friday night against the Rudder Rangers out of Bryan, Texas.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I mean. We hadn't played them before, don't really know a whole lot about them, other than what you see on film, and it's hard to measure what you see on film. It's hard to get ready for something. You can tell so much, but it's, we always talk about the intangibles, and, we always talk about make them feel how we play and not see how we play. You watch us on film, I tell our kids, I don't want them to just be able to watch what you do. You can't feel that, and you need to make them feel that. And so, I thought our kids played well for a unfamiliar opponent. We came out and executed early, got ahead of ahead of them early, and thought we played well. Tackled well, executed well on offense. My dad's here in the audience, and he told me, I didn't realize this, our first series we didn't have a second down. I mean, it was first and 10, 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 touchdown. So I didn't even realize that. So, I mean, that's a good way to start it. So I was proud of the kids.
Well, no doubt. And, of course, Dr. Howell is our third down sponsor, so he got absolutely zero mentions that first possession.
Well, no offense to Dr. Howell, but I hope he never gets another mention ever. But
well, we noticed that upstairs. And
if he wants to bump it up to second down, and we can talk. We can talk.
Right, exactly right. So. And I guess that's right. We Rudder is a team we had never played. Of course, they've only been a school for about 6 or 8 years now. I think it is, and that's another thing about that football game is we ran the ball a lot that game because it worked.
Right.
Right. So I mean, why put the ball in the air if you're running all over them?
Well, high school, and again. Our offense is based on take what they give you type deal, and to be successful in high school football, you got to run the ball, you got to stop the run. So, I've heard Coach Browl say it. I've heard Coach Montgomery say it at Tulsa. I've heard Coach Gilbert say it at Texas, and I'm not by any means comparing the Temple Wildcats to the Texas Longhorns, but it's the same philosophy. This is a power run offense. Everybody thinks it's a spread offense. It's a read offense. I mean, the system is designed to take what the defense gives you, but it is a power run offense. I mean, we run power, we run counter, we run our gap scheme stuff. We're downhill running pass, and so, it's again, a lot of people misconstrue what this offense is, and they think, well, this is some fancy finesse type stuff. This is smash you in the mouth football, and that's why we put so much emphasis on our offensive line being aggressive and coming off the ball and being nasty, and because we try to power run the football, and and then at that point you spread the formations out, but the philosophy doesn't change from 1961 when Dr. Howell was running the old school buck. I mean, we run the buck sweep. We just run it out of a spread formation, and if they lighten the box, we run it. If they don't, we do something else. So, I mean, I was proud that we ran the ball. That needs to be our identity. If we get to the point where we can't run the ball, we're going to struggle because, if people stop the run, we'll throw it around if we have to, but I mean that's not what we want to do. That's not our MO. Our system is built on running the football and stopping the run.
Right, and and that's something that we did. We had almost 12 yards per carry on Friday night, and that I don't care who you are. That's a big number.
Well, if they don't stop it, you don't stop. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it type deal. We had some success running the ball. Felt like we had some matchups. Felt like we had some tendencies on them by formation, and that's what all our coaches do a good job at. Is getting in a bunch of different formations early, getting some angles, seeing where you have some susceptible, or at least they're susceptible, and trying to find those honey holes. And I felt like we did a good job the other night of changing up the looks early, getting them on their heels a little bit, trying to make adjustments, shift, motion, and then again, I bet we don't run more than 6 or 7 plays. We just do it. It's smoke and mirrors, as far as, it looks different, but it ain't different. And so, but if you don't account for angles, if you don't account for gaps, if we add somebody over there and they don't account for it, then hopefully, the whole philosophy is you have a mismatch, or at least at the very least you have numbers game over there. And we found a couple of advantages the other night, and we took advantage of it. So.
Yeah, and that would have been a lot higher number actually if our backup quarterback Jared Wiley had gotten that 69-yarder. And only reason I mention that is because his dad and I graduated together.
Right.
That was way back. I
don't know who he got his speed from, but he can roll him a little bit. I mean, I've been teasing him all week long about, damn, dude, you look like a giraffe, but those lines are moving pretty fast and nobody can catch you. So I'm telling you, I've said it from Jump Street. Don't think for 1 second just because that kid ain't playing, he ain't going to be special. He's going to be the real deal because of what he can do with his legs, and he can see everything. He's 6'5" or whatever he is. He can see everything. He's a competitive. That's the X factor about Jared. Obviously he can run. I think everybody got a little showcase of that. He can throw the ball around a little bit, but his X factor. I knew that coming in, and I watch him. You watch him on a baseball mound. He'll tell you what pitch is coming, and he'll dare you to hit it. And I love kids like that. So I'm not saying he's always going to win it or he's got everything figured out yet, but he's going to be special. He's going to be real special, and I'm real proud of the development he's making. And he's a sophomore. But there ain't a whole lot of sophomores look like that and play like that.
I'm telling you what. And I do think that is one of the greatest mysteries of Wildcat football is where Jared got that speed. Who knows? Anyway, our defense played a really good game Friday night also. We held them to about 240 total yards, and 220 of that was rushing. They had a delay running game. They ran a lot of delays to that number 34 Guyton, who was a pretty powerful running back.
Well, he was good. We knew that all week, and he. I don't know what's going on with my phone.
That's not from home, is it?
No, it's not. If it was, I'd have to answer it. But he was a powerful kid. We tried to kind of take him out of the game plan, and again, I'm not taking anything away from them, but I'm going to bet if you go back and look at it too, a lot of those yards came in the late third and fourth quarter when we had some reserves in and had some kids getting some playing time and stuff that they deserve. But we had a shutout going into, I think, the fourth quarter, if I'm not mistaken, or late in the third. And, they got us a couple times there. They run the football, but he's a powerful runner. I was really impressed with their O-line and D-line and then the way he runs the football. They've kind of had a quarterback by committee, and I think they finally settled on I don't know his name. I don't worry about names, but 42. I can tell you his number. I can tell you what he looks like. But, I think they finally settled on him as a quarterback, and he can go.
Well, he was number 4. You don't normally see a number 42 at quarterback either. So.
Well, he started, if I have my information correctly, talking to Coach Compton, he started out as a kicker. He was a baseball kid. He came out, just wanted to play a little football, so they let him kick, and he was their kicker as well. He's got a pretty good leg on him. And Coach Compton said that he just kind of meddled around and put him in defense, did a couple drills, and was kind of an aggressive kid. He's kind of an aggressive kid on in baseball too. So and they said, well, let's try him here. He can throw the baseball, and they let him throw the football around a little bit. I think it was just kind of a transition type deal, and I guess he didn't want to change his number. I don't know, but I'll tell you this: I saw him take 190 against Waco, and they could roll. So the kick, we kind of had to tweak our game plan a little bit when I saw him come out at quarterback because you can't turn him loose. But, they're not broke, and I thought we played well. I thought we made some things happen to kind of get the game away from them early, and that's the key. That's if you can jump up on somebody and then kind of – it's not like we just absolutely had our way and they couldn't do anything. I was proud of the way our kids played, but they're not broke. But when you jump up on somebody, you make people start pressing and you kind of get them behind the sticks, and it's just it's easy. It's not easy, but it's more comfortable there. It's easy. It's nice to be in that position, I should say.
Sure, certainly. So we've got a two-way tie right now with College Station at the top of the district. We're both 3-0. We've got an old rival coming up, and you mentioned him already, and of course Dr. Howell did too. He played against him way back, and that's an old rival for Temple.
Yep. And
this is the Waco Lions. And my senior year with Jared's dad, that was the first year Temple played Waco. They consolidated back into Waco High School back then. And boy, it's been a big rivalry for decades and decades, and so that's who we're playing Friday night.
Right.
And I don't, it doesn't matter what kids are playing, who's the quarterback, who's anything. Waco wants to beat Temple.
Oh, no, there's no question. You can throw records out the book when rivalries happen. I mean, you said something about district standings. I could give a rip about district standings. I mean, I don't look at it. I don't care. I don't care about, this, that, the other, defending this, and we've done this. We're either going to be 1-0 or 0-1 next week, and that track runs through Waco. And we're either going to be 1-0 or 0-1 because of the Waco Lions. And you can throw all the other business out the window. These people in Waco do not like people in Temple, period, the end. And I don't know. I can't speak for everybody in Temple, but I'm going to say that's probably a mutual feeling. But this is the fun part of high school football. The 109-degree temperature is gone. It was 84 degrees, and it's probably one of the hotter days we'll have. Rivalry games are starting to kick in. District standings or district, every game has affects your district or your playoff seedings and stuff like that. So, I mean, this is why we do what we do. These are the games that these kids will remember for the rest of their life. Dr. Howell got up here and talked about his experiences against Waco, and you guys were talking about it, and so that's what we try to enjoy the moment. I mean, Waco has a really, really, really good football team. I mean, they're athletic, they're big, they're fast, they play well, they play soundly, they're coached well. So we got to go out and have we don't need to go out and have a Herculean effort, but we got to go play our tails off to even have a chance. And so that's what we're going to do. And I think if we go play our tails off and we play smart and we execute, we'll line up against anybody in the state and at least have a chance. So, you don't overlook College Station. I don't care about College Station. Care less about College Station. I'll give a rip about College Station when it's College Station time. You do not ever overlook a team like Waco because they're sitting there 4-2, and in my opinion, the only reason they lost one of those is because they lost their 2-year starting quarterback, or I guess this is his 3rd year starting, and so they had to go into kind of a backup mode. I think if he stays healthy, or if they have a guy that's getting a bunch of reps going in there, I think they're a better team than Midway. I know Midway beat them, but I played Waco the last 2 years, and I played Midway this year, and Waco is a really, really good football team. And
they've always got speed. Anybody that knows Waco knows they always have speed. So you're talking about their quarterback. Is he their 3-year starter, or who we? I mean, not that it matters. Once again, like you're saying,
right? Because
I'm sure their backup is good too.
Oh, they're. And what he does now, I don't know. I don't know if he's well, but I know their backup's got 4, 5, 6, 5 games under his belt now, so. He don't look like a backup anymore,
right?
And they've got about 3 running backs that can flat run and roll. They've got a 330-pound defensive tackle. They've got, they play the game, and they've got dudes that play the game the way you want to play it. They play fast, they play violent, they're fun to watch if you don't have to play against them.
Sure.
So, we got to go to their place, and again, that's going to add to everything, but that's why we do what we do. I didn't sign up to get to win every game 65-0. You got to go play. You got to go beat good people if you want to go where you say you want to go. If it was easy, everybody do it. So.
Well, no doubt. I'm sure that's why we schedule 6A teams before district every year, is because we want to play really, really good football teams so that we can prepare our young men to win district. That's really the name of the game, I guess.
We're battle tested. I do know that. So I think we're going to have to draw on that experience, and we kind of talked about that today at practice. We're going to have to draw on preseason. That's over with, and we don't want to look back at that. But we played some tough teams, and we're going to have to go back into that mode when you play a team like Waco, because they are a tough team. So, I think that experience can't do anything but pay off. It ain't always fun playing those rigorous schedules, but in theory, it should pay off when you get into the meat of your district and play some teams that you want to beat and need to beat to kind of get the seeding and go where you want to go in the playoffs.
And I'm with you on that. I'd rather play tough teams and be ready when it's time. And that's kind of, if you're playing cream puffs, then how do you know how good you are?
Well, there are no cream puffs. I promise you that.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, this has been another edition of Inside Wildcat Football here Monday night at Wings, Pizza, and Things. We'd like to thank once again Coach Stewart for being here. Once again, we know how valuable your time is. We'd like to thank Dr. John Howell for being a new sponsor of our Monday night show. And we'd also like to thank Las Vegas Jewelers, who is also another sponsor of our Monday night show. Next week we'll be back, and we'll be talking about the Waco game and whoever's coming after that. We don't care, though, do we?
Don't matter,
Coach Stewart.
Don't matter. 1-0 or 0-1. I want to say thank you to the Wildcat fans, the parents that are here, the fans that are here, and then the entire Wildcat Nation. There's nothing like them.
Yeah, Joel Alvarez is here. We got quarterback club members here. Mr. Gerald, Miss Jackson's over there. We hope Robert's doing okay.
Sorry, Miss Jackson.
So once again, thank you very much for being with us tonight on News Radio 1400 KTEM. This has been Alan Roark with tonight's edition of Inside Wildcat Football. We'll see you again next week.